It's time for another brand new episode of The Randy Miller Show, right here at randymillerradio.com.
I don't know who that guy is.
What? How did he get in here?
It scares the crap out of me. Every time I hear it.
People say the blues is just a good man feeling bad. I don't know about you, that's not the kind of blues I have. I'm a bad man.
Oh, yeah.
I'm feeling good.
Now it's a show.
Bad man. Let's get that understood.
Welcome into a brand new edition of RandyMillerRadio.com. I am said Randy Miller. Michael Seward is here.
Yes.
Nice T-shirt.
What? Oh, this?
Nice.
I didn't think you'd notice.
Nice T-shirt.
This one?
You know,
Camera two?
You just killed all of our momentum. I had this big build-up of what we were doing today, and it's just all right out the window. Right out the window. You know, we got a brand new partnership that I'd like to announce.
Oh.
Yes.
Please.
With your shirt.
Drum roll?
Yes, with Kansas City Limits.
Wait a minute.
Oh, yes, there we go. Kansas City Limits is a brand new TV show that has been, it seems like it should have been around 20 years ago because it celebrates the music of Kansas City. I mean, all the great Kansas City bands. I mean, how many concerts a weekend or a week? I mean, they're just everywhere, right? And so...
Well, fortunately, it's here now.
It is here now.
It made it.
Kansas City Limits is the...
.tv.
If you want to go to the website, kansascitylimits.tv, you can find out. It's a semi-weekly show, and... You know, you say, where would you film that? Well, that would be at the Abdullah Shrine Temple.
Absolutely.
Where else would you film something like that? Because the Shriners, they love their music.
Yeah, they do.
They really love it. I'm sick of my watch. Let me tell you about my my Apple Watch. I'm sick of it because it just keeps telling me what to do. You know, I got a thing a couple of hours ago. It said time to stand. Yeah. You know, I'm on the toilet.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not right.
Anyway,
or
this show is
just you need a reminder. Breathe.
I know. Thank God I have my watch to remind me. No, this is such a great idea for a show, and it's all. There's a guy that loves Kansas City music more than anybody I know, J.E. Cornhole, and this guy has said from the very beginning. He said to me, Ronnie. This is Randy.
Randy.
He said,
Randy.
you know, this is going to be something that's ground shaking and love making. And I said, whatever it is, JR. And he said, we're gonna make this show, and it's going to be half an hour a week to start with. And because he wanted 4 minutes, and I said it's not long enough. And so every other week we gather at the Abdullah Shrine Temple. And it's a free show. I mean, all these great local bands that are featured, you come in and you watch them for free and you listen to them for free. And the first week, you know, we get there, and I think it was who was it? Popcorn Jackbox. Anyway, whoever it was, we show up and the place is packed. And J.E. says to me, man, it's a sellout. And I go, it's free. People are just going to, you know, it's not you're providing food and free entertainment. Of course,
create
people
some trouble with knuckleheads in that when everybody's fleeing over to the...
Right. And then, yeah. But anyway, it's great. And this week's show, by the way, that's going to be broadcast on Saturday on 38th The Spot. Not a lot of people are lucky enough to get the 1 p.m. slot on 38th The Spot on Saturdays, but J.E. insisted on it. You know, they go, you want it Saturday night at 7? He goes, no, I'm not a sucker. So anyway, we got the 38th The Spot.
Fortunately, you can stream anything like this show.
Are you kidding?
You want to watch it.
Can you?
What?
Let me get, I check on my watch. Yes, you can. What is this time? But this is the show to watch because this is the fabulous Nace Brothers. Huh? Dave and Jimmy are with us.
I'm just a passenger on this train, Randy. Give it up.
Listen, this is fantastic.
Yeah, man.
We filmed this show the other night. First of all, what did you guys think of that experience?
I thought it was a great time. I thought the whole setup and everything went well. I had a blast.
What are you running for Congress? What? Well, I thought.
will.
Well, in my real opinion, yeah.
I will run for Congress. Somebody needs to.
You know, Capitol Hill would be okay with the Nace Brothers here, I think.
I
Let's
know,
shake it up
right?
a bit.
Exactly. But what a great idea, and certainly enough music in this town and enough original musicians to fill every single week, right?
There is a good music scene in Kansas City. Has been for a long time. And we've been doing this as the Nace Brothers for 40 plus years. So
and the 2 years you did it as the Nace Sisters, that was not
it was
as
really
successful.
The most popular period.
It was Halloween too.
Well, that's true. That's a good point. I want to ask you guys about a particular guy. I was looking on your website, and
that's scary.
This is so fascinating to me. Your grandfather Percy, is that right?
That is right.
A multi-instrumentalist and square dance caller.
Yes, he was.
And by the late 40s, your dad was playing box suppers and square. What's a box supper?
They would have these house parties where they'd roll up the rug and everybody'd kind of bring their own, whatever. And then they had usually one or two, maybe three musicians, fiddle and guitar and I don't know, maybe whatever else. And then
that's pretty cool.
Have a dance.
Anything with strings on it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But a lot of times they called it like an oyster supper, but we know we're the kind of oysters they were talking about.
Yeah, that are around here. Yeah.
And I'm saying we're in Johnson County, Missouri in 1940.
Yeah.
I don't think they're trucking oysters in from Louisiana.
Oh no, they're fresh from Brush Creek. We're gonna get them. Yeah. But then there was another like Van Landingham.
Yeah, that's our great granddad.
Okay, and tell me about him. I mean, you guys, the music in the Nace family has been there forever, right?
It's, as long as we know.
Yeah.
Vallandingham was fiddle player too. Played fiddle and that's kind of how it got started for us, passed down to our granddad, then to our dad. But we had uncles that played too. Uncle Roy played guitar and.
Oh yeah, crazy cousins. And
just kind of anybody. Yeah. Boy, you show up at the Nace house and you don't have an instrument. You are like,
have a knife.
Go to the kitchen.
Exactly.
Get in the basement.
It's a little different than our house, getting out the conch shell. I mean, what?
That's right. The porcupine pipe. Yeah. That's pretty cool, though. So, I mean, that was just a natural extension for you guys, right?
It really was. Yeah. Because Dad kind of was the first one to take it from, would you say, the house or the barn party to the city. I mean, and he actually did it. Then he went to Nashville and made some records, had some good success.
That's cool.
And so there we were, kind of watching that as we grew up. So
right.
It made it easy, really. I mean,
he was our hero. He was definitely our
absolutely.
hero.
Being shaped like that, did you ever have to have, or did you ever have formal lessons of any kind, or did you were just around it all the time? And
I never did.
Yeah. That's incredible.
I was kind of the black sheep because I played the drums, which is, I was kind of in a long line of fiddle and guitar players.
Right.
What's wrong with that kid?
Yeah, but then everybody leaned on you, I'll bet. Hey, we need some drums. Wow, let's get
it worked
David
out.
here.
I'll just say that. It worked out.
Yeah. And then you guys have been playing around Kansas City for, 40 years or so?
Yeah, they're
right?
about, yeah.
And we talked the other night about, I think your first gig was Blaney's?
Yeah, we couldn't figure out if it was Blaney's or the Harris House. But we did both of those around that same time period.
Yeah.
Early 80s.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. And I think you told me the story, Dave. They'd close the levee and they'd come over and see you guys at Blaney's, right?
Yeah.
That's
that was a
pretty
late
cool.
night. I mean, we played till 3 o'clock. So
Wow.
And then during that early part, we'd played 10 till 2:30 or 3, and then we'd drive back to Warrensburg, and then we'd come back and do it again.
And the crazy thing is, we were kind of known for having these great house parties after the gig. It's like, so
That's
usually
cool.
by daylight we'd be.
That's
we'd be
cool.
We're like, aren't you gonna? They'd be a few scattered people follow you. And they're like, well, are you? We get out a guitar. Next thing you know, everybody's howling and banging.
Right.
And the next night, you're all Of course, we were younger. We'd still be burned out.
Yeah,
You're going to do that thing again?
Yeah,
That's great.
Sure, let's do it. Yeah.
That sounds like a great time.
That's awesome.
That sounds fantastic.
What I remember of it, I thought it was really good.
There were some huge after parties, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. If you think this party's good, just wait till the after party. And by the way, we're going to incorporate a couple of the performances from the other night into this podcast. So that's going to be great.
Oh, man.
I woke up this morning from across the tracks with one arm out the window and a pain in my back. Well, that old train whistle, it was a lonely sound. Well, I opened my eyes, my head started to pound. Everybody wants to see what's the big mystery. You know what I mean. Yeah, I'm talking about the Club 15.
Just try when you're listening to that to not dance. That's the thing about the Nace Brothers. Half your song, when you guys get going, you can't not.
Quit your bitching. I love that.
And you may or may
It's
not
so
see in
good.
the video. I hope not, but you may see Raining out there. We should not be dancing, but you can't help it.
No. I was a paid performer.
Was that what that was?
Yeah.
He had a gig, man.
I had a gig. That's right. Contract fulfill. So what? Besides "Quit Your Bitchin'," what's the other song that just drives people to the dance floor when you guys? I mean, they were dancing the entire time.
There's at the end, everybody comes out on that song "Life Goes On." That's been kind of our closing song for, since we recorded it. What
91.
91?
Yeah, wow.
I've got a Nace Brothers DVD. Do you remember doing the DVD?
Yeah. Lifelong Road Trip.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
That is excellent. I mean, I don't have a DVD player anymore, but
Nobody does.
It's on
But it was cool at the time.
you can stream it now.
Yeah, it's on our YouTube channel.
It is.
Is it?
You can.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Oh, that's cool.
I think that was 08.
08 was.
Are we bothering you, Michael?
You're not at all.
He's searching for something.
Well,
I mean, there's something going on over here.
Well,
I don't want to.
there is, and we don't
take
need
your
to, but I
time.
just, when you're doing that, I don't know if
Sure.
I can even get this to do it. Probably one of my, and this is sacred to say, in Soundworks Studio with so many guitarists in that.
Yeah.
But if that, one of my very favorite guitarists in Kansas City, the way you get that to sing with the slide,
I love that.
Telecaster
Yeah,
of yours.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
I'll stop.
Oh, I know.
Oh, my
I know.
word.
That was so good. Well, and speaking of Soundworks Studio, this is where they recorded one of their albums, right?
We recorded one and we mixed two here, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that the deal?
The live one we mixed here with Andy as well, but we recorded Space and Time here, and then we also did the Jeff Porter album out here with.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That is.
And
very...
we have half an album done from here.
We
right
do.
now.
Oh, do you really?
Well, I won't say done, but we have the songs laid out and recorded.
We have some stuff in the works.
That's pretty. That's pretty special.
A little teaser,
Yeah.
if you will.
Yeah.
Maybe for the first time, well, maybe a long time, the two of us are going to maybe just kind of carve some things out. Like
That's pretty cool.
okay, so we really seem to be on the same page with it. It's able to digitally play the bass and the guitar. And sing.
Well, I think
not really, but
most of it begins with Jimmy's songwriting, and he continually comes up with great songs, so it makes what I do pretty easy.
Hey, Jimmy, what is your process on songwriting? I mean, is it just stuff you see? Do you write the lyrics first? How do you do that?
well,
Or is it just always different?
I'd usually have like a notebook. I got a bunch of notebooks full of lines that I'll write down.
Right.
And go back to it. If I get an idea, I'll go back to that book if I need a line or if I want to start somewhere, if I'm just sitting there like, I can't think of anything.
Right. But I bet you're always thinking of stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
when I started out, I was like, this is all I wanted to do. So I was always thinking about it. So now I can't stop thinking about it. You know?
Can't turn it off.
I know.
Yeah.
And I'll be like at my house or something, just doing anything. If a song will come on and I'll think, I could write a song like that, only better. Or, I'll try to top it.
Right.
And so you kind of steal ideas that are influences for yourself. But, if it sounds like another song, you got to just
Well, I was
going to
say, the other night, I thought I heard a little Lady Gaga.
I did hear about a lady that was your neighbor.
Yeah.
That's right.
Arzetta.
Yeah. That's a great song.
Yeah.
That's a great song. Hey, so can you guys do a little something for us?
Well,
since you got your instruments right in front of you,
do a little of that one if you want.
I
don't care. I
love that
resonator. Is it?
Yeah.
Which one do you want to do?
Pick one.
I was thinking of that.
Everywhere you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I notice I reach for the volume.
Yeah, it's not good.
That's not going to work out, is it? No. Oh, okay. It's not going to work out.
That's all right.
Do we need to plug you into an amp?
Let's see. I think I'm in Lucky 7, right?
Lucky 7. All right. There you go. I'm kind of getting you now. All right.
It never was how I thought it should be. I'm a little too old to be this free, and I really don't know what's become of me these days. Last night I thought about checking out. I called an old friend just to talk me down. She said you got it all turned around in your head. Your heart, it is the sunshine, the freeway to your soul. No distance is too far away for love to walk beside you everywhere you go. You better turn around, you better think twice, better not take a fool's advice. We all gotta start living right sometime. Counting the times that we left this town, I can't believe we're still hanging around. Those crazy plans have never worked out, but it's alright. Your heart, it is the sunshine, the freeway to your soul. No distance is too far away for love to walk beside you everywhere you go. Harder times you can't remember, but try not to let it show. Get that weight all off your shoulders. Keep the good times with you everywhere you go. Everywhere you go. Your heart, it is the sunshine, the freeway to your soul. No distance is too far away for love to walk beside you everywhere you go. Never was how I thought it should be. I'm a little too old to be this free, and I really don't know what's become of me these days.
That's great stuff, man. That's great stuff.
Wow. We tried to pick the shortest one we could.
Oh, and that's what I told you about the Nace Brothers. So that's going to be on this Saturday on 38th Spot at 1 o'clock, Kansas City Limits. And I was just looking back at Austin City Limits. I don't know if you guys knew this or not. The very first guest on Austin City Limits, and I want to say it was back in the 70s. Any guesses?
Willie Nelson?
Willie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly who it was, Willie Nelson. And the reason he did it, he said, was because it was so scaled down.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a big, and that's kind of like, I think what J.E. Cornhole's trying to do with with this deal because it's very scaled down.
It's comfortable.
It's very comfortable. It's very casual, and there's so many bands that you see around Kansas City. In fact, the next. If you go to kansascitylimits.tv, you can check it out. I think it's Levittown.
Yeah.
Levittown is going to be the next band. And are you guys familiar with,
absolutely.
with those guys?
Yeah, they host a jam every Sunday at Nux, and we've known those guys since back in the Blaney's days. I think back when there was the Cobalt Project was Brandon and
they're really good.
Yeah, we've known them a long time.
Yeah, what's cool about Kansas City bands is they've all played with everybody else, you know, and sometimes in their band, right? Same kind of players all over the place, but and we've had so far now on Kansas City Limits, I think so many different genres of music.
That's kind of the beauty
Super
of it.
cool.
Man.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
And a couple of bands that I had not heard of that I'm great fans of now, because you can't go to all of them. But man, it's I think it's a great idea for a show. I really do.
It is. There's a lot of great talent to choose from as well.
Yeah. We had Brody Buster in here few weeks ago, and Brody's so funny because who are we talking about?
B.B. King.
B.B. King
at age 11 or 12.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So this is probably the best harmonica player in the world.
Yeah. There's film of him playing with BB when he was just that age. It's pretty amazing.
Insane.
Yeah.
But there's so many stories like that, of
there is.
people around Kansas City.
Well, the Nace Brothers have all yours too. The recording label you have with Jimmy Buffett.
Yeah, we got to be part of that Margaritaville Cafe thing, and
that's pretty cool.
It was, we had a good run. We played that gig on Key West for 3 times a year for 30 years. And
wow!
And we got to record in the studio, and we got to go out and do some shows with Jimmy Buffett, which was really amazing. Too short, actually, was the only problem I had with it.
Right.
Now, what I don't know is how did that come to be? How did that evolve? You're on the beach, some beach somewhere.
Initially, as far as getting the gig down there, we were working with a guy, Alan Romelfanger was doing some booking for us back when, and we were just
that name,
trying to get stuff happening. And Alan had found there was a magazine. We got a write up in a magazine called Performance Magazine, and just about us. We had just made a new album or whatever, but in that same magazine was a big article about Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville, and so Alan kind of put that all together and sent it to them. They liked it. They liked the demo we sent, and we ended up getting a gig there. I think the first gig we played there was August of '89, and then from that we started going 3 times a year for 30.
Oh, that's cool.
And then Jimmy singing, "I like mine with David and Jimmy."
We got to hear that one a few times.
We got to hear that one.
I'll bet you did.
Top of the hour. Every hour.
Man, you talk about just a cottage industry is Jimmy Buffett.
Oh, man.
I mean, the restaurants, the radio
Resorts,
show.
Resorts now.
Resorts, yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
And he seems like such a laid-back guy.
Yeah, that's kind of the image he puts out there. But man, he's not that.
He's not that.
Yeah,
really.
He's a workaholic,
Yeah.
and that's all the people that are around him kind of describe him as such. And obviously, with the success he's had, it's pretty easy to tell.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And another person we got to mention is Cassie Joy. We had Cassie Joy in here. A few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And she has just been named. Who put her on the list? Was that
Darius Rucker?
Yeah, Hootie. Had a list of the top 10 songs or
Billboard.
top 10 albums that you should listen to, and her song from her new album was
that is great. Congratulations to her. Man.
Yeah.
That's
So
good,
she just performed for $1 million for the Super Bowl parade in the past, and pictures with her and Andy Reid. And by the way, Andy Reid says hello. I was with him, this morning.
That's right.
I'm not name dropping.
Sure
but
you are.
Andy,
Absolutely.
I wouldn't do that.
Appreciate. In fact, I was hoping I could get here on time because of Andy.
He probably. Well, you got to get back with him, don't you?
He was at Veterans Community Project helping the veterans. So cool. Anyway,
what do you guys, with all the bands that you know around town, who would you suggest we bring on the show in terms of Kansas City Limits? Who would be like not only a crowd pleaser, but one that everybody would know?
Well, I suggested to J.E. Jeff Porter because he's a great songwriter,
Sure.
and Jeff's history here is and I'm not saying that just because Jimmy and I played on his record, but and we did it here at Soundworks Studios.
Right.
I mean,
you mean Jeff Porter's record? Here at Soundworks.
yeah. But he has some great songs, and he works with. He's been in the Rainmakers for the last I don't know how many years, and before that he was in a successful group called the Zoo that was big. He was in that, and
Jeff Porter. So not Steve Bob, but Rich.
He wasn't part of Steve Bob and Rich. He came after that, but you're going back there now.
He's a great songwriter. You know, because you kind of got to have great songs to be on the Kansas City Limits show.
Yeah, you have to. You have to have all original stuff, right?
He does. Yeah.
And that the Elders come to mind.
And that being said, I would have to say Bob Walkenhorst as well, because I think Bob is probably one of the premier songwriters.
And he was singing with his daughter for a while, right?
He was for a while.
Uma.
Yeah.
Uma.
Yeah.
And the Elders would be great.
Have you heard of the Elders?
I
did watch that episode.
Yeah,
I try not to watch your show, but I did watch.
Bad influence, isn't it?
It is a bad influence.
Oh, I learned a new cuss word on Randy's show.
Well, I can't. I can't. I love the Elders. I just can't understand what they're saying because they speak in some kind of different, like Gaelic, something like that. But
just nod.
I love
Old Man Dan with the fiddle in his hand.
Yeah, hey, I got to sit in on that one.
Yeah, Jimmy played on
Wait.
their album as well.
Really?
Yeah.
You sat in on Old Man Dan?
I did.
I love that song.
That's a great song.
Yeah, Jimmy recorded with them here, also at Soundworks.
Wow.
So yeah,
I think Andy owes us.
Well, he does. Really does. Cha-ching, cha-ching.
Except for the night David put the hot pizza on the piano and it burned the finish.
You would bring that
No,
up.
it was Jeff. Wasn't it?
That's why he keeps the cover on there.
That's right,
Yeah, let's
yeah.
blame that on Jeff Porter, not
right.
David. Yeah,
You talking about Mr. Way, Steinway?
Yeah. It's a great Steinway coaster you have over here.
Yeah.
Worked great for putting the pizza on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got-
Sorry, Andy.
He's got character now.
Well, guys, thank you for being here. It's great to talk to you again. Great to see you. Thanks for being on Kansas City Limits.
Yeah, thank you. That was a great time.
was a good
I
time.
enjoyed talking to you out there.
That was so much fun.
It was a blast. We really appreciate you coming out there and
It was a good time.
talking to us and introducing us and all that, man.
I
Thank
think
you,
everybody got their money's worth.
man. It was a steep price to pay, but
That's right. Yeah. Well, thank you guys. Really appreciate it.
Appreciate
Hey, we'll be
you.
right back here at randymillerradio.com.
Yeah, man.
That was great.
Kansas City Limit. It's a big deal. It's a city limit. The music is real. Randy Miller Radio. You stole my purse last time, Randy Miller.
That's great. That's perfect. Oh, that's
I remember
great.
that story you had about